This is Yogesh Moramkar. Today here we are going to talk about some of the DDL and DCL commands in Mysql on Ubuntu 16.04 box. So here I am using the version Ubuntu 16.04. So we are going to talk about design any database with at least 3 entities and relationships between them, apply DDL and DCL commands, and then draw ER or ER diagrams for the system. So we are going to discuss about this statement here. So this is just an overview. I am not going to cover all the commands, but some of them only. Okay. So let's start with it. So connect to the MySQL database. I have already installed MySQL database. Just connect it to it through terminal. So as I am using virtual machine, it might be little bit. So just connect to MySQL database. So I am connecting to MySQL with the user root. I have created root user and given the password while installing MySQL. Yeah, it is connected to MySQL database. Now see which are the databases present. So these are the databases which are present here. Now you can use any one database out of these databases by using command called as use, or you can create your own database. So let's create the database. Create database, then database name. For example, I want to create a database with the name T. So create database T. So it should show our database also, that is T database. Show databases. So you can see here it is showing the database T. Now we will use that database, use database T, by using the command use, and here we will try to create some tables and then insert some values in that table. So basically we are going to create employee table, department table, then salgrade table and bonus table. So let's start creating these tables. First of all, we will also be creating primary keys and foreign keys. So what I will do, I will create department table first with primary key as department number. So create table DPT, that is department, then column in department tables are number type integer, department name with data type as character, then you give the size, and the last column in department table is location. It is also having character data type, so varchar we are using, so it is also 20. Okay, so these are the columns present in department table. Now I want to create this table, this department table, with department number as primary key. So what I will add is, I will add this particular line, constraint, then constraint name. So constraint name is pk, that is primary key underscore dpt. I want to define the primary key. So primary space key is the keyword, and on which column I want to define it, that column name I will have to write it down. So department number as a primary key for department table. If everything is correct, it should create the department table with department number as primary key. Something is wrong. Sorry. Create table department with department number, integer, location. Okay, I think this extra parenthesis is being given, so we will have to remove it. Yeah. So yes, it is created. Department table is created. So if I want to see the structure of the department table, you can describe it by using the command describe dpt. So here you can see department number column, department name column, and location column, whereas this department number column is nothing but primary. Now what I'm going to create is emp table. So let's type the command for that. Create table emp. Then the column names, there are 8 columns in emp table. The first column is employee number, so we will denote it like this, empno having data type int. Then employee name, so character type, so the size let us say 10. Then another column is job, that is what kind of job that particular employee does. So job, again character, so varchar, let us say size is 10. Then next field is manager, that is who is the manager of that particular employee. So we are going to enter the manager's id here, that's why integer data type for manager column. Then the date on which that particular employee has been hired by the employer, so hire date having data type as date. The next column is that is salary, so data type is integer. Then the next column is commission, so it is also integer. And the last one is department number to which that particular employee belongs, so again it is also integer. So I think we have missed way, actually this parenthesis should not be there. So what I will do is semicolon, copy it again, so there should not be that parenthesis, remove it. And then what the column name was commission with data type as integer, and the last one was department numbers with again data type as integer. Now I want to define primary key and foreign key on emp table, so I am going to use employee number as the primary key for this particular table. So I am going to define primary key first on emp table. So I will write down constraint, then constraint name is primary key on this particular table, so that is the name only. So primary key, it is exactly the same whatever we had done in the previous case, that is in case of department table. So primary key I want to define, the column name is employee number. I also want to define foreign key on this table, so for that I will write down this particular line, constraint, then constraint name, for example fk underscore department number, this is the foreign key name, and the keyword foreign key. The column on which I want to define it is department number. The department number is going to be the foreign key in employee table. Now this particular department number in emp table is going to refer to department number of department table, so that's why references, this is the keyword, it references the department table's department number column. So write it down like this, then close it, semicolon, and if it is right we will check it, then it will be created. Yeah, the employee table is created, so let's just describe it by using DESC. It should have 8 fields, actually 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, yeah it is right. And we have employee number as a primary key and department number as foreign key. So We have created the structure as mentioned in that particular statement. We have created these two tables, and we have foreign key and primary key constraints on the tables. So now let us create three more tables, rather two more tables, bonus table and salgrade table. So let's create it. Create table. The table name is bonus. It is having some fields like employee name, so character data type, the size let us say 10, then job, again it is also character type, so again mention the size here, let's say again 10, and last column for sal grade bonus table is sal int. One more column we want to add actually, commission was remaining, yeah. So complete it, semicolon. If the syntax is correct, it should also be created. Yeah, it is created. And the last table we want to create is salgrade. So create table salgrade. So here we have three columns. The first column name is grade, so integer. Next column is low salary, again integer, and the last column is high salary, so high salary, integer, like this. So we have created four tables: emp, dpt, bonus, and salgrade. Now what we are going to do is we are going to insert the data. So first of all, insert data into dpt table and then emp table. So let us say, so to insert the data we have the command insert into, so I want to insert into dpt table, so insert into dpt. So there are different ways also to insert the values. I'm going to use like this. So insert into dpt values, first column in dpt table was department number, then department name, and then location. Okay, so for example department number is I want to insert as 10, then department name, for example I want to insert it as accounting. So whatever the questions we are going to see regarding SQL, those questions will be based on these tables only. That's why I'm creating these tables first, and then later on we will see different commands in SQL like DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, DQL, etc. Okay, so department number, department name, and one more column we have is location. So for example location is New York. So this is the insert command. So yeah, it is inserted. So if you see the data in this particular table, it is dpt, you can see one row, yeah, department number, department name, location. Now what we will do, I will copy the next insert commands. I already have the document. I have just shown you one example how to insert the data into the table. Now others we are going to insert like this. So this first one we have already inserted. I will run the remaining three. So it is because it is low, it is lower because of the virtual machine I am using. I have Ubuntu installed, but I am actually using virtual machine, so it's taking time. Okay, so yeah, this is insert the second row having department number as 20, name as research, and location as Dallas. Then third one, so why I'm going to insert the same data, because the questions will be based on this data only. Whatever the questions I have framed, same data. So again add two more rows in Dpd table. So this is already done. Okay, then you can run these commands. So first is New York, second is Dallas, third is Chicago, and fourth is Boston. So we have four records in Dpd table. Yeah, so this is the Dpd table we are having. Similarly, we can insert the values in Emp table also. So in Emp table we have 8 columns. So first value I will show you how to insert into Emp values. So we have 8 columns, so we should have 8 values. So first was employee number. So for example, the employee number is 7839. The second second field was employee name. So let us say the employee name is King. Then the job, so for example, is president. Yeah. Then the next one was, I think it was what, which was the column? Yeah, manager. So as he's president, there is no manager for him. Actually, it was integer. Yeah, so I will insert null value. Then hire date. So for example, the date on which that particular employee was hired is this. And then next column is salary. For example, salary is 5,000. And the next one is commission. So we'll insert commission as null. And the last column is department number. Let us say the department number for the president is 10. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yeah, so 8 values we have written. So let's check. So yeah, it is inserted. So check it. Select star from Emp table. Yeah, it is showing one row. So similarly, I'm going to insert the remaining 13 rows in Emp table. So first one I have already shown you how to insert. So what I will do is I will just copy the same command and I so we should have these tables created because we are going to use the same tables for carrying out or for understanding or for running the remaining commands, that is the other types of commands. So I'm going to run this insert command. So yeah, it is inserted. So let's check how many rows are actually there in Emp table. So select star from Emp. So there should be 14 rows, I think. Yeah, so it is correct. 14 rows we have inserted. So this is the data in Emp table we have. Now what we do, we are going to insert some records in the next table also, that is salgrade. So we have this DML command, that is insert command. So let's insert the data into salgrade table also. So it is exactly the same whatever we have seen till now. So this, so yes, it is inserted. Select star from salgrade. So there are 5 rows in salgrade table. So ultimately we have Emp table, Dpd table, salgrade table with some records, and we have bonus table in which we have bonus table also in which we have not inserted in the record. So this is how you can do the DDL commands like create. You can create the tables by using primary key and foreign key. So whatever there was mentioned in a particular statement, we have done the DDL commands out of that. Now the next one is we will see some DCL commands. So DCL commands are like grant and revoke. So grant command is used for giving user the access privileges for the databases. So grant command gives user access privileges to databases, and revoke command is used to take back permissions from user. So let us say what we will do. We will create one user. So create user. For example, the username is ypm. So as it is a name, I will put it in single quotes. So create user. Username is ypm. Then password, that is identified by. What I will do is I will keep the password also the same. That is ypm. So create user ypm identified by ypm. So this is the command. It should create the user with the username ypm. So this general syntax for creating the user is create user username identified by password. So it should create the user. So yeah, it has created the user with name ypm. Now what I will do is I will see which are the grants for that particular user which we have created. So the command is show grants for abc. No, not abc actually, ypm. We have created the user with name ypm. So show grants for ypm. So it is showing the grant usage on star dot star. Star dot means database name. We actually write it like this: database name dot table name. So grant usage on star dot star to ypm at the rate percentage. So it is showing us the grants which are actually for the user ypm. So I will show you how to grant some privileges to the user by using grant command, and how to revoke those privileges by using revoke command. So let us say I want to grant select on emp table to the user ypm. So what I will do is grant the select privilege on, for example, emp table to ypm. So let's check it. So see, query affected it. Now this particular ypm user can actually see the data from emp table. So if you log in with ypm user and then fire select query on emp table, it will allow. So this is a example, a simple example which shows how to give or how to grant a select privilege for a particular user on a particular table. For example, I want to grant more than one privilege. For example, update, delete on the same table on emp, or you can write it down like this also. What we will do, the database name, what was the database name we have created? The database name was t. So grant update delete on t dot, if I write it down like this, t dot star, example 2, the user which we have created. So what it is going to do is it is going to grant update and delete privilege on every table of t database. This is what this particular command is going to do. So it is done. So now the ypm user can update or delete, fire update or delete command on any data, on any table from t database. Rather, what you can do is grant all on the database name dot star. So what it is going to do is it is going to grant all the privileges to the user ypm. So it also works So this is how you can use the grant command, which is called as DCL command, data constraint language. And if I want to revoke all the privileges, for example, I want to revoke update and delete these privileges. I want to update, I want to revoke from YVM user. So what I will type is revoke update delete on the database name is T database. Now on all the tables of this particular database, I want to revoke update delete privileges from YPM user. So I will type it like this: from whom? From YPM user. So now it has revoked. So this is how you can use grant and revoke for constraints. And the last part in that particular statement was ER diagrams or EER diagrams. So here what we have done is we have created Dpd table, an employee table, and bonus grade and bonus and salgrdae table. So actually we have actually used here a schema called as star schema. Why? Because you can check, we have used primary key and foreign key constants. So department number column of the department table is being referred by emp table. So department number is the foreign key in emp table and department number is the primary key in emp table. So that's it, friends. Later on we will see the different types of SQL commands in the next videos. Thank you very much.